somewhere in Thuringia. Think I'm saying it right. Probably changes every time I say it. So, I'm recording this video before most of you have seen the last one, because that's how this works sometimes, and I figured we'd go for a bit of a heavy hit on this week before we get back to being a bit more regular with the old content. So I want to try and open up the garage door, but we're getting workshop options. There we go. I think the 4440 might have narrow tires available from my recollection. So we're getting some interesting interactions with the door and the workshop. So let's have a look. And by available, I mean I think I might have brought them. Obviously we didn't buy those, but we have brought those. I think I'm actually going to spring the £1,000 for the single narrows. We've already got narrows on the sprayer, because I would like to go get the pH sorted in the winter barley. Now it's an incredibly small winter barley field, so it really isn't going to give us enough straw. But it was the winter barley field that was available to us, that was close to the farm to buy. My hope, intent, goal, nay dream, that's a bit excessive, been a long day, is that we will grab some contracts as we go, and we will get some more straw. Are you running it? You are running. You're doing some weird glitchiness. Yeah. So my plan, my expectation, my intent is that we will get more straw off of contracts, and that will help. But this gives us a guaranteed amount of straw. So however small it is, we will get some straw, and that means we will be able to use that for feeding. We're going to hit that tree. Watch out for that tree. Name that film. If you're a certain age and you had kids, maybe even still with modern on-demand services and stuff, yeah. Oh, the teenager at one point loved, she wasn't a teenager at the time, and she was little, she loved that film. God, we watched that so many times. Yeah, this gives us a guaranteed amount of straw, however small it is. So that's why I want to ensure that we're going to get a decent yield off of this. Now, normally I wouldn't be putting anything like this on a growing crop, but because we're starting a save, I make an exception. So, the exception to the rule and all that. I do like that it locks when we reverse it, at least. That makes it somewhat more bearable. From the weird articulation that it does when we drive forwards, which is pretty freaking horrid, not gonna lie. So yeah, as I said, recording this before most of you have seen the first episode. Some of the patrons have seen the first episode because they get early access. If you're interested in that, there's a link below. That's a new thing that I'm doing, because I want to upload my videos to somewhere other than YouTube as a backup. And so I'm using the Patreon site for that, and that means that the folks on Patreon get early access as a bonus. Yeah, it's kind of a win-win all round. yeah, I want to get this done just so it's done and I don't forget about it. Fertilizing we can do at any point, really. I'm not so worried about that. But yeah, I don't like applying a lime product to a growing crop. So we're going to do it on day one, get it out of the way. We're then going to get that herb grass field that we planted rolled. I've not done anything in terms of putting stuff away. It's going to happen as we play, in my mind. So for the rolling, we'll use a different tractor. We'll work on getting stuff put away. If you've watched me, you know how I play. You know how I play. And as I said, this is me playing how I play. So, yep. Yeah, so herb grass is in. We are a little way from being able to plant the maize or the silage corn. Corn, maize. Someone asked me the other day which one it is. I don't know. Engineer, not a farmer. But yeah, it's whatever, right? It's whatever you want to call it in my mind. There's probably a correct term, but whatever you want to call it. So I do like the way the slurry point is at the back of the BGA there. Or probably digestate point, actually. Probably digestate point. So I am back on the road this week in a different hotel. Actually, we can probably... What I'm going to do is let's go like that. And then, no, I can't really move over one because that's gone. Yeah, I'm not sure. We might just eyeball it. Looking at the map. Might just eyeball it because it's not the widest field in the world, is it? I back up about there. It's going to get most of it, isn't it? It's going to get most of it. Yeah. Now Lewis, I think. If we run down there, we should be pretty darn good. And that'll be this field recovered to some extent. We will need to sort the pH, not the pH. We're doing pH, the nitrogen. And we'll just jump out, have a quick little look now. So actually the nitrogen in this field is okay. It's maybe a little heavy-handed, if anything. So, yep. But that's okay. I'm happy with that. So I wanted to get that job done, as I said. Next job is rolling in the herb grass. Get rid of those stones. But while we're doing that, I might get Courseplay doing some ploughing for us. And get the onions ploughed in. So I think what we'll do is we'll put the sprayer in this shed, seeing as we've got it open now. We'll leave the narrows on here for now. This is going to become our spraying tractor for a bit, I think. There are some fertilizing contracts that we might start taking advantage of. So let's put that there. We need to have a look at a plough. So what ploughs do I have? We had one of these previously. I think we had the smaller one. Now, from memory, these don't work brilliantly with Courseplay. And I'm quite keen to have Courseplay doing some of the ploughing work for us. A 3.5 meter plough is not something I'm adverse to because I quite like ploughing now I've just said we're going to have courseplay ploughing for us. So, quick peek in the sales. We could have a spader. So that's a 3 meter working width, only 4 miles an hour. If we went to the plow, 7 miles an hour, it's a big difference. Big difference. The agromass is only 2.5 meters. Yeah. That's nope. Or we've got 315 horsepower. 300 horsepower. Do we lease the big Lemkin? I have a feeling Courseplay might struggle with that. Whereas Courseplay is probably going to work all right with that. I'm actually wondering about leasing this for now. Because we've not got a lot of ploughing to do. If I go into the map, get to... We've only got this field and the field with the sugar beet in at the moment to plough. So I'm kind of thinking that we lease the Cavern and Ecomat. Because we don't need it for very long. Probably going to need a front weight because I sold all the front weights. That's going to be running on probably, I could put it on a class. Not front loader tools, front weights. 1500 front weight. It's probably not a bad choice. I quite like getting just a fairly generic color front weight and buy the weight. And yeah, I think we'll get the Zerion running the plow. It's kind of overkill, but overkill is underrated. So I have a question for certainly Monarchs, but other fans of previous series. In previous iterations of this series, I used the free labor mod and then I put down, no, not that one, that one. What was it under? Production. Generators. Factories. Can't even remember what it was under now. Other. I put down these guys, which removed £1,000 a month. I can't remember how much we were paying for workers, because rather than paying the ridiculous amounts that Giants charge for workers, we decided on an amount per month to cover a number of workers. I think it was 3 workers I was using up to. But I can't remember how much we decided to pay per worker per month. I think it might have been 5 grand. So if you can remember, can you comment down below? 6 headlands is probably enough. We're going to start working on the center. We're going to generate a course. Because, yeah, I can't remember, but I hate how much the worker wages are. But this is supposed to be harder. So I think what we agreed was £5,000 a month for a worker. So if anyone watching remembers, let me know and we can stick those back in. But you're going to get to work on that job. That's going to take an hour. So that's going to take a little while. I now need to lease some rollers. So let's have a look. We need to get this job done in this game day. So we have a choice of they're 8 meters, they're 6 meters, they're 2 meters. I ain't going to use no 2 meter roller. They're really cheap. They only need 50 horsepower. They're 2 meters wider. But they cost 17 grand. Any rollers in the sales were there? You will notice I like using the sails a lot. They're grassland rollers. No. That's me hitting escape too many times. So, rollers. So they're 40 grand. And I want to pay 40 grand even though it is 12 meters. I think we might use these, you know. Go for the toothed ones. Yeah. 50 horsepower. I know which tractor we could use these on as well. I might regret only going for 6 meter rollers, but it means that the Zetor can do the job. And any day that the Zetor can work on the farm is a good day in my mind. So, and it's not particularly big field, so yep, that's what we're gonna do. This to me is good fun. What we need to do, I need to not be doing these 2 jobs at the same time. So this job is going to have to wait. And I'll tell you for why. And it is because I need to switch back on stones so that I can roll them in. So what we'll do is we will roll, or we will together, we will roll this grass field and get the stones rolled in, and then off camera I will let Courseplay plow that field, maybe through the night. But yeah, because we need to get rid of the field stones. And if I put stones on and we plough, we will get stones from the ploughing process. So that's not something we want. So we won't do that. But yeah, any day this little guy can work on the farm, doing more than front loader work is a good day in my mind. It's been a while since the Zetor was put to work properly. So I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. And to be honest, although we've got 200 grand in the bank, being able to pick up implements cheap is good, because there's a lot of stuff we need to get. Let alone the fact that we still need to build the yard for the contracting business. And the contracting business needs all of the implements it will need to go contracting beyond doing some spraying and some planting or some seeding. So yeah. Now there's good money in spraying, obviously, because they can spray fertilizer. So yeah. But I do need to get that all sorted. I actually need to get that set up. So that might be a job for the weekend, which is a long way off at the moment. It is only Tuesday as I am recording this, which means I'm relatively far ahead, because this video is probably going to be for Friday, which is good. So I'm getting in a better position in terms of getting ahead on recording videos. Yeah, I'm hoping that I can start to this week will have been hopefully the first week that we nail a video a day for a while between Farm Sim and Timber 1. And hopefully we can start to creep that back to where I used to be. Because the old video and YouTube analytics are kind of bugging me a little bit. Now that's partly being driven by the fact that the new Timberborn videos are not as popular as they once were. But that's okay. And it is what it is. Are the stones going away? Let's check them out. Now we will now be able to see the stones, obviously, because I've turned on the stones. So yeah, the stones are going away. So we've got stones in a few fields. They're all small stones, which means they, have stones in 2 fields, which means that they can be rolled away, which is good. So I'm happy about that. And once they're gone, they will be gone forever, because no one likes playing with stones. The known fact. Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. So Giants, so it's Tuesday today. Giants, I haven't watched any of the stuff yet, but they did one of their little 25-second videos on the non-player character thingies. So I have not watched any of the stuff yet, but curious what you guys think. If you've seen it, let me know, because I may not have even looked by the time I release this video. I might have. One of the things I've struggled with lately with being really busy is looking at all the FS25 stuff that's come out lately, like all the fact sheets and things. I've kind of had to skip those because my bill paying job has had to take priority, basically. You know, sadly. But it is what it is. Do you know, I've spoken about this a few times, and I think some people find it a little bit weird when I say it. Can we run a 200-degree heading? Kind of like to run a 200-degree heading. That'll do. I wouldn't want this to be my job. No disrespect to those people who do content creating as a job. I'm not saying it's not a valid job. I would find the uncertainty of it very difficult to deal with. And I'll explain why a little bit. If you know me, through watching me and whatever, you might understand a little bit, because you'll know how my brain is a little bit. But to give you an example, because of the uncertainty thing, this today and yesterday, with my current job, I didn't know where I was going to be today and tomorrow with work. And I had some stuff going on outside of work, and I didn't know when that was going to happen today, and that was affecting where I was going to be today and tomorrow with work. And I was so stressed out about it. And in a similar way, I would find it really hard with being a full-time content creator, not knowing, if you had a bad week in content creating, your income would be massively affected. If, like I don't know how, maybe it wouldn't be affected so badly, but the month that I had recently, and I ended up taking a reasonable amount of time off of my real job, but because that real job includes paid leave and things like that, it didn't affect my income. It affected my YouTube income, but that's my hobby, and I don't depend on that income for things other than buying toys. So, whereas if it was my real job, and the things that happened that meant that I needed to take a break from the world happened, I wouldn't have an income. And I'd find that massively stressful, and that uncertainty I'd find massively unstressful. It would be the same if I was in any form of self-employment, I think. So Mrs. D used to be self-employed, and that I found that quite stressful, not directly, but indirectly initially when we became a couple, not knowing, week by week how much money we would have, I found quite stressful. Now my job is well paid enough that it wasn't a huge factor, but it was a factor. And yeah, so I'd find, not to sound old-fashioned, but being the major earner in our family, now the only earner in our family due to her health problems, being dependent on YouTube for that, unless I was making buckets of money, I'd find it massively stressful that I'd have to be consistently good. And you guys know how I am. I'm a grumpy old arse sometimes. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I have no idea how I got onto this topic, but yeah. So I literally have no idea how I've ended up here. It's been a long old day. I was talking, I was talking about not knowing. Anyway, yeah, it's been a long day. Been a good day, but been a long day. So, yeah, work's really cool, really interesting at the moment, but it is long, tiring days. So, and I can't tell you why it's interesting at the moment, but Are you going to update map? Yeah. So obviously this is a 4x map. And with running Terralife, I am finding that it takes a while to load this map in. Now, one of the reasons that it's taking a while to load, this is something that came up on the Discord in the support thing, is possibly I run the view distance above the default options, and that can increase the load time with Terralife Plus quite significantly. Don't know why. It's a game engine thing, it's not a Terralife thing. But it can appear that the game it is failing to load or whatever. But you just need to sit for a bit and wait, and then it'll spring to life, and it's fine. But yeah, it's cool. It does its thing. But I'm really excited to be playing on it, and it's why I've done a second video on here this week. I'm still unsure if I'm going to bring back the Vintage Oaks series. I might see how these videos do, somewhat, you know, analytically driven. And I really want to get stuck into Terralife, and if we're going to make progress on here, I need to do a fair few videos a week. We've got one more video on the Maze Plus Pig Farmer, get that finished. But with what was 4 weeks from FS25, and I wasn't that far into the Vintage Oaks series, I don't know if we would be making significant progress to actually be worth bringing that series back, and whether I should just focus on, once the Maze Plus Pig Farmer is done, just focus on playing this series. Really interested in your thoughts on that, folks. If we just play one FS series and just really hammer this series, and how many times can I say series in a short space of time, but really try and make some progress. It's not something that I've particularly done in Farm Sim much at all. It's just play one series and focus on the one series. It's something that I've considered before and spoken about doing before. I'm not sure why some of these stones aren't going away, but at least we've got rid of most of them. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. I think probably because it's Terralife, that might be more popular as an approach, but yeah, I'm open to your ideas. The way I want to play this, and I might have hinted at it in the last one, but with going to 2 days per week, in fact I think I'm going to play on ×10, and each video is going to have about an hour's worth of gameplay. The videos might not be an hour long, they might be. I might just keep rambling for the roughly hour that it's going to take me to record the video. I might not. We'll see how it goes. In this case, you know, I've been rambling away for half an hour already, and we're about halfway through probably how long I'll play. We'll kind of see. I might jump in and do some ploughing in a bit. I might get the ploughing going and we might go do something else. I don't know. But yeah, that's how I'm planning to play this. And so actually getting through a month is going to... It's weird that we're missing bits. Oh, I didn't have... Did I not have GPS set going down there? I'll skip days if we need to, but it could take 8 videos to get through a month. So it's probably worth me doing a fair few videos a week. Now, the nice thing is that if it's only taking me an hour to make a video, I can make a lot more videos in a week. That does mean some jobs will span multiple videos. Probably like ploughing that big field. Yep, that's the plan. Anyway, I did experiment with it a bit on some of the other videos. So the Vintage Oak series, I started to experiment with that approach. And I was quite enjoying it as a way of playing. It forced me to not necessarily to play with pace, but it pushed the save through the year. Now, the multiplayer side of things, when I get that set up, I need to actually get my arse organised and set that up. When the patrons are doing that, I won't have the clock running so quick, because otherwise things will happen and no one will see stuff. But yeah, I think there are a load of stones down here. How's the field looking? Let's just update the map and see. Stop. Do you know what? I think that's good enough. I think that's good enough. He says there is literally some stones right in front of me. So let's not go in cab, and let's just pick those up. Yeah. That's a few less. That's a few less. Right. I'm done now. We're done with rolling. The shadows are getting longer in the day, so we can now turn off field stones. We can jump back in the Zarion. You can go nearest waypoint. Go. You can get back to work. You should probably do it that way. Into vehicle. Right, let's get you put away. Yeah, as I said, as we go through, we'll slowly get stuff put away. Probably going to be a lot of shuffling kit as I work out where we're going to put things, because it's going to be a lot of kit to put away, and I don't really know where I want to put things yet, where it's sensible to put things yet. We'll just work it out as we go. Talking and reversing, never a good combination. Yeah, I meant to take a picture of rolling the field for a thumbnail, but oh well. Right, I'm going to put the tractor over here. This feels like a tractor type shed to me. And this is usually one of my feeding type tractors. Oh, we've got stuck. Okay, cool. Right. So if we check this now. So it's going to need nitrogen. I'm still curious. The under containers. I thought, and I could be mistaken. Could be entirely mistaken. Apple pulp, carrot pulp, potato pulp, water and molasses. Yeah, I'm very clearly mistaken. I had thought that we were going to be getting added a buy point for compost, but clearly I'm wrong, so that's fine. That's fine. I'm not worried. I thought compost would be a cheap way of fertilizing our field early on before we get a healthy supply of digestate and such things. Alright, what do I want to do next? So I think field 85, which is currently empty, we will probably put the corn in. 84 needs ploughing. That 81 is going to need something doing to it before we put crop in it. I'm not just going to direct drill into a field of parsnips. I'm going to grab that. No, I'm not, because it's gone. Let's clear that. And there are no... there's one cheap fertilizing contract, but herbicide contracts are never any fun. So, yeah. We could do with cultivating in the parsnips. We could do with doing that. Do I want to spend 35 grand on a cultivator? New Holland could just about pull it. We would be able to do cultivating contracts then, because the Zarion could definitely pull it. That's an interesting bit of kit. 4.5 meters. Only does 4 miles an hour. But yeah, only needs 200 horsepower. That's too small, really. I am kind of tempted by that cultivator. 7.5 meters for 35 grand. Versus 6 meters for 45. Cultivator. I just want to check mods and things that I've got installed. 9 meters for 11 grand. It needs 300 horsepower. 7 meters, 9 grand, 180 horsepower. 6 meters. As Tom Pemberton would say, yes, please. 180 horsepower. 7 meters. Yep, we'll take one of those. 180 horsepower. Not quite going to go on the back of the 7810, but it'll go on the back of the big Fendt. Why not, hey? Why not indeed? And yes, this tractor really has done 92 hours. I'm pretty sure this was brought new. I'm pretty sure this has done a genuine 92 hours. The patrons might be able to confirm that for me. This is one of the bits of kit we've had for quite a long time. And it's done a lot of work on the farm with the contracting business and things. It's put in a heck ton of work. It needs a repair actually. So let's just go do that. And, yeah, not close enough. Why are you not picking up what I'm putting down? See what I did there? 3 grand. That's not too bad, actually. Repair, yes. We should probably give it a service as well while we're here. I am in the major service mod from Time Wasted Productions. And that'll give it a good, nice new lease of life. Based on the cost of that, maybe we did buy it used. How do we get to that field? We want field 81, don't we? It looks like we might have to go around there. Okay. Back that way. Can't believe I've been rambling for 45 minutes straight without a break. Maybe you can, because I'm probably talking utter rubbish at this point. Yeah. I need to work out then which grasses I'm going to plant in which fields. Weird, there's a skip in the cemetery. I guess you've got to recycle your flowers somewhere. And I get that it's kind of weird that I'm destroying fairly well-grown on crops, but we do not need them, and they're really just a function of what was on the map when we started. So, and I also get that cultivating a field of parsnips wouldn't really get rid of them, but again, we just need to get rid of them so that we can plant the crop that we need to. So that's what we're going to do. And probably we'll need to get the lime sprayer on here and get the pH up. We'll then work out what we're going to plant in here. The only real crop that we're planting this year is maize, because we're too late to plant anything else that we need. So I am going to be heavily reliant on grabbing contracts and hoping that the crops that we need are in the fields. So come on. I've got four-wheel drive on, we should be okay. Yeah. Now, you might not see me finish this field today. This might be a job that we end up doing over a couple of game days. So, and I'm not sure if the change in days per week is going to kick in next week or next month or next season. So we'll play with the clock as we go to get that to work. I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to achieve. So, yeah. It's kind of fun starting out on a new map, apart from the fact that you've got to get everything set up the way that you want it. So, this is a big old field. A big old field. I'm somewhat tempted. A little straightish run down here. Let's save the game. It's always important to save. You don't want to lose your progress. Let's have another quick adjust. Now I know I could just direct drill into this, but that just feels wrong to me. So we'll cultivate it first. And I know I'm not doing that heavy a level of cultivation, but silage, meadow silage. So what I'm thinking is I might plant this big field with grass, meadow grass in particular, which is grass, so that we can use it for feeding the cows and feeding our concrete cow, or BGA, so that we can be making some money as well. and digestate, because that will be useful for feeding the fields. You know, that whole circle of life. Who sung it? Rich, have you sung it? So yeah, I'm thinking that maybe this year we plant our biggest field, the field of grass. And we can always change that next year, because grass isn't permanent. That, to me, actually feels like a sensible idea. We can then indirect graze it. We can mow some of it for silage and hay. And yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea. That is a cunning plan, Baldric. It's a cunning plan. And it'll allow us to make a bunch of cash to recoup some of our investment in property and allow us to... Oh, steady on there. Don't you go cultivating our little wheat field, or barley field, was it? I know what I've got planted, honest. But yeah, I think that might be an idea. Come on. I need to... There we go. I think that might be an idea. Lift. Thank you. So we're going to go around the other way now, because I feel like it, and I can. Yeah. Next year we will need to plant a more substantial field of something that is going to give us straw, so that we're not dependent on contracts. It would be nice to be able to do some of that to be whole crop silage as well, maybe. It would be nice if we can put enough through the BGA to be able to afford to buy a bit more land, but we'll see how we get on. Playing on hard economy, that might not be possible. It depends how we can get on with picking up contracts and things. Especially with how much kit we need to buy. So we'll see. We'll see how we get on. So, speaking earlier of things that are unknown, it is unknown how we will progress this year. But that doesn't bother me as much as unknowns in real life. It's not real, and that's okay. I can cope with unknowns in a video game. Just about. Just about. Yeah. So, as I said, probably you guys aren't going to get to see me, at least today, finish cultivating this field, because I can feel the effects of the day at work kicking in, and kind of feel like I'm almost done with recording and possibly with playing for the day. Come on. So, might get the headlands done and we might call it quits. Particularly, this is a rather uncomfortable chair in the old hotel room tonight. So, I was kind of pleased that I actually got set up and got recording tonight when I got back to the hotel. So yeah, no internet, so won't be uploading this until I get home, but that's okay, because I'm not traveling so much this week. So hopefully, who knows, again, things are a bit in flux at the moment with work stuff, so yeah. By the time you see this, I will have got home, because I will have got home to upload it. So, unless I've tried to do it through my mobile phone. Certainly, the again, the videos for the patrons I can do through my mobile phone because I upload a slightly lower resolution video on there. So YouTube gets 4K. The early access video is only 1440p because uploading 2 4K videos is a lot of data to push. And the slightly lower resolution video I'm planning to keep for as long as I can. And I spoke about the why of that in a Maize Plus Pig Farmer video. If you follow Mr. Farquhar and if you're on Caltech's Discord, I think it was Kiwi Sabbath, he had his YouTube channel vanish for a little while. And Mr. Farquhar's had his YouTube channel demonetized for at least until Christmas. So I just want to have copies of all of my stuff just in case. So yeah. Anyway, that's a couple of headlands tonight. I actually feel like we might need 3 headlands to give us plenty of room to turn around. But anyway, the plowing's going quite nicely as well, which is good. I still haven't taken a thumbnail, which is not so good. You know, that's okay. That probably means you'll know that I brought this cultivator before I knew. Well, not really, because I'm recording this days before you see the video, but in terms of progress of the video, because this might well have been the thumbnail. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Anyway, I'd like to say thank you to the patrons and the YouTube channel members. Appreciate you guys supporting the channel, as always. I forgot to say, and if you're watching now, then you probably don't need me to say it, but if you need support for Maize Plus, then please use the links down below, either in the video description or the pinned comment. They take you to the Maize Plus Discord. I will not provide support in the YouTube comments, and my Discord is still closed to new members. And it's better to go to the Maize Plus Discord for support because the guys that actually created Terralife Plus are there and they can help. And in case you don't think it's worth reporting bugs and problems, the way that information about weeds is displayed now came from someone reporting a bug. So lots of the fixes that are in version 1.1 came from people reporting bugs on the Maize Plus Discord. So when you find something and you think, oh, maybe it's just me, maybe I shouldn't bother, you should. You definitely should. Obviously, you know, there's a read me first section with tips to follow if your game won't load or whatever. It's worth doing a quick search in the help and bugs section to see if someone else has posted your problem. But beyond that, definitely make a post, because the thing that you're struggling with might be something that needs to be fixed. So, and the people that can fix it are on the Maize Plus Discord. They are not in my YouTube video comments. They are not on my Discord. So, yeah. That isn't meant to sound like a rant. That's meant to help you get the best help you can get and so that the information gets to the people that can use it to fix Terralife Plus if it needs fixing. Yes. Well, that texture looks kind of weird going off in straight lines like that. And the geometricness of it. Yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling away to you guys for pretty much an hour solid at this point. Some of you have probably loved that. If you haven't loved that, you're probably not even watching at this point, so I don't need to worry. But I do need to go get a drink. I do need to go have a break because I would kind of like a break. And I think it's a sensible point for us to call it a day. So we will be back. I may have finished this and the ploughing jobs when we get back, and it may be week 3 in April at that point. If you've enjoyed the video, click the like button. Any comments, questions or suggestions, stick them below, and I'll see you guys next time.